Well, again, the wind is bad today. Maybe I should go buy a kite. Well, it looked better than it did. Well, that looks a lot better than it was. That side is straight. This side isn't. Looks like I got to do some more pounding. The slots are for this tailgate here. Looks like this here could use a little persuasion. That was easy. Now, that goes in there. Looks like this whole thing here needs to be whopped over. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Well, here's something you probably don't know about me, but I do not know how to weld. I tried. Well, I told you I can't weld. But I'm going to get these cleaned up a little bit. Well, they're not pretty, but neither is the whole trailer. Well, I guess I'll just use the flap wheel to get the rusty parts off and then sand the rest of it. All I did was just knock any kind of places that were really rusty. Well, I'm not going to pay all that much attention to the bottom of this. I mean, it's never going to be seen. It's going to have rocks and dirt come up on it, so I'm not going to pay all that much attention. But I just rough it up a little bit, something for the paint on. Now I got to do the rest of it, and I'm not going to bore you with that. So let me get that done. Well, I got the inside and the outside of the trailer sanded down. Got most of the rust off of it. I went ahead and coated the inside of the bed. As you can see here, I used some of this rust-oleum truck bed coating. Now this isn't going to be as thick as what you would see on, a normal real pickup bed, but I could only afford 2 cans of this, and I had to use coupons to get it. Now I have my reservations how long this is going to last, because it's not very thick. Probably the first use is going to get scratched up, but hey, hopefully it'll last a little bit longer than that. In the case if you're wondering, yes, I did the inside of the tailgate too. Now for the axle part, I flap wheeled the crap out of it. Underneath all that black paint was a lot of rust, and it really pitted this metal really bad, so I flap wheeled the best I could to get that rust off of there, but I couldn't get all the rust really off. There was still a small layer of it. So what did I do? I used another rust-oleum product, Rust Reformer. Instantly converts rust to a protected paintable surface. Well, it converts it to like a flat black primer surface. This here was really rusty too, and I think it came out pretty dadgum good. I mean, look at the inside of that. It looks pretty good. Now, does this really convert rust? I don't know. Like I showed you in that one part, it looks like just flat black primer. And when you spray it on, it comes out as flat black primer. I'd probably think it worked better if it came out clear and just the rusty spots were black. I also went ahead and used that on the outside of the trailer. I sanded that down. There was still some rust in there that I couldn't really get off unless I really wanted to grind down the metal, and I didn't want to do that. So I also sprayed that rust reformer on there. And as you can see all the way across the shop there, man, look at the mess in here. You know, I didn't get a good coat on it, but it's black and it's primer. So now, since I forgot to buy black paint at the store, I had to use Krylon appliance epoxy. I have used this stuff before, and it gives you a pretty good surface if your surface is originally smooth. But I went ahead and used it on here because it is a stronger surface. That don't look all that great, but this is underneath the trailer. You know, I painted both sides of this with that epoxy paint. This is going to be underneath, so hopefully it'll be a little stronger with stuff hitting it and everything. So why didn't I record any of this? Well, I didn't want to bore you with sanding. And then, since the day that I got done with the last video, it's either rained every day or it was cold, and I don't want to paint with my cameras on the inside because then my cameras get coated with a light coat of paint. Well, now that I got everything underneath the trailer painted, I need to paint the trailer on the outside. So I got to get that primered and then paint it.
Look at that. That's nice and shiny.
Well, it's a 78.
Yeah, it's looking good. Looks really good. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, look at this. First thing I do is I say, would you look at this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, would you look at this?
Yeah, well.
Would you look at that?
Yeah, there's a few more blemishes on the car.
Oh my gosh, just look at it.
Ain't she a beaut? Tilt bed and everything. Hard to believe that this used to look like. Now, I didn't do any video of primering it and painting it and everything because it's been like today, this wind and everything. You can't paint out in the wind. Just end up getting paint all over my cameras, and got enough overspray on stuff that I don't need to have overspray on. Now, is this perfect? Heck no. But does it look better than it did? Heck yeah. Now, would I have saved money just going out and buying a new one? Nope. I don't even have $100 invested in this thing. Have you seen the price of a new one? Now, my biggest cost on this was these wheel and tire combos. But the only ones I could find only had bearings for a 1/2-inch shaft. This one here is a 5/8 shaft. Now, it's at Arbor Freight and looking online at Tractor Supply, and the only wheels that I could find that had a 5/8 shaft, they were like tires that were 8 or 10 inches tall. Now, these tires here, they're a lot taller than 8 inches. That rim is 8 inches. So this is probably about 11 or 12 inches. Now, could you imagine what that trailer would look like with an 8-inch wheel and tire on it? Just think of it, just the white wheel would be the size of the wheel on here. Now, I did think about the bolts and everything. Man, that wind is strong. Hopefully, you know, I thought I could just take them on the wire wheel on the grinder, clean them up and everything. But all they're gonna do is re-rust again. So I bought all new ones. I know a place that I can get nuts and bolts by the pound, and that makes it a lot cheaper than buying them by the piece. Altogether, these bolts, washers, and nuts cost me almost $7, and that includes tax. And if I went to Lowe's and got them, it'd been $18.48 before tax. So why do I need a small trailer like this? This here's why. It's a lot easier for me to drive around and pick up fallen branches and small rocks before I mow. Or after a big windstorm like we have here lately. Yeah, I have the side-by-side, the bigger trailer, but I have to keep getting in and out, and with the way my back is, that doesn't work. And there's always branches falling and rocks growing up out of the ground here, so this makes it a lot easier to get it picked up. Maybe this video will make you want to start some project you've been putting off, no matter how big or small it is. So thanks for watching. Leave me a comment, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that bell if you want a notification for whenever I upload a video. And as always, see ya!